Time for your Toyota Sports Report. The executive director of the Frontier League was a dedicated leader and a joy to get to know. I had a chance to travel with Bob Kowalick and his wife on one of my trips. Now, whether it was at the golf course for the Frontier League tournament or in the gym for the annual basketball tourney, Bob Kowalick literally held court. He was one of a kind. There was no one quite like Robert Kowalick. Bob was a character who ran the fortunes of the Frontier League for 46 years. In 2024, he decided to step away from his duties as executive director of the league as Copenhagen Superintendent Scott Connell took over those duties.
It just means everything to me. You know, working with him for the past few years as close as I have been, I got to know him even better. And just a wonderful person and kind. I was lost when it came to the things I needed to know for the job I have now. And he wasn't very patient with me. You know, sometimes I'd walk away and think, boy, he must think I'm not very smart. But patient and kind and taught me a lot.
Bob Kowalick wasn't just an important part of the Frontier League. His influence reached farther up the line.
His fingerprints are everywhere. I mean, he's not just the Frontier League. He was very involved in Section 3, very involved in the state, respected by both those organizations. You know, when Bob spoke, people listened.
When hard decisions had to be made concerning the Frontier League, Bob was able to navigate the different personalities that made up the board of directors.
Absolutely, and he did it in a kind way. He wasn't overbearing. He had his opinion. He would share it. He would compromise. Just an outstanding leader.
In October of 2021, an event was held at Bosse's to honor Bob Kowalick, a special surprise for whom I called the czar of the Frontier League.
It was amazing. You know, his daughter had to sneak him in. He had no idea what was going on, and he walked into the room and it was packed. All people that he had worked with over the years. It was a very, very special night.
Athlete, coach, and then executive director of the Frontier League. Scott Connell summed up a life well lived.
Legend, immediate legend. He was one of a kind.
Robert Bob Kowalick was 88.